Hello, Marlon Winston Gibbs here, founder, CEO of Miracle Inc. And today I want to talk about pure energy. Okay? So, today I'm going to focus on pure energy. Okay? What I mean by pure energy is, and again, we always focus on our intuition, right? So these are to do and to associate with your intuition. Okay, so pure energy. Okay, in life, right? And this is I'm gonna break it down into all other aspects, but it's gonna start off with pure energy. So your concept of pure energy means anything you deal with, you want it pure. You know what I mean? You want to deal with the pure version of that. You want to know the pure situation. You want to know the pure estimate. You want to know the pure pattern. You want to know the pure ratio. You know what I mean? You want to know the pure circumstance, right? So I'm going to break it down, and then I'm going to get into like ratios and patterns and how you can apply these to your everyday life, okay? Okay. So these are just clear-cut ways, okay? I'll tell you right now, okay? In my travels and journeys, okay? I've been able to learn, okay, how to pick up energies, okay? In my old life, okay, this was a attribute that was life or death, freedom and prison, health and wealth, emotional well-being, etc. Okay, so this has been a great benefit for me. Okay, and as I got older, it's been a benefit to just sharpen up on it, right? And it seems straightforward and, not really that big of a deal, but these things, guys, these little things, like I said, they're vital for any sort of leadership role. They're vital for your pure destiny. Because, look, let me give it to you before I even get into it, okay? This is exactly how it is, guys. And I keep bringing it down back to the creator, okay? Look at it like this, guys. It's no one's fault, okay? Look, like this, okay? Say the whole world had ice cream shops. The whole world, right? It's natural for human beings to focus and prepare and delegate and conspire. When I say conspire, positively perfect their operation more than anyone else's, right? So you need to know this stuff to go to your pure, abundant destiny. Because another human, it's not their fault, right? It's not their fault. It's not their fault. And it's not my fault. Like, it's not me versus this, that. It's all of us. It's all of us. When I talk about poison ivy and in the light, it's all of us. I'm just the chosen messenger who has a divine passion to let you guys know this stuff. You know what I mean? So, even dealing with me, even dealing with anybody. And I'm going to get into all that in a second too, okay? You need to know these things, okay? Now, I'm going to go into the truth for a second. Because people that follow me, Marlon Winston Gibbs, they're going to know these things. They're going to know how to always be on the up and up. You know what I mean? Okay, so when dealing with anybody, okay, these are the levels, okay? These are the levels, okay? I wrote down some stuff here because I got a little complicated a little today, okay? I call these the 5 principles, okay, to prosperity, purity, and abundance, okay? By Marlon Winston Gibbs, okay? I'll tell you right now, I'm going to break it down for you guys. You guys follow these 5 things, you will not have a problem in life. I promise you right now. You can have millions of dollars, ideas, looks, health, beauty. You're not going to have a problem. You're going to surf through life like Neo. You know, like the Matrix, okay? I'm going to teach you the Neo code, okay? My old life that I lived, okay, I had to be like Neo. I had to be able to look and see through the bullshit. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, these things were vital to me being here right now. Do you know what I mean? So I'm giving you guys gems. These are gems, okay? That people don't share. They don't share these things. They just, you know? Okay. Now, the pure energy when you're dealing with, we're gonna deal with people for a second here now, then we're gonna break it into, situations in life and whatever, right? Okay. So, the pure energy you're dealing with. The person, the individual, believes in God. Okay? I'll tell you right now, right? And we're not talking about perfect. We're talking about the mindset of an individual. This is the energy that you want to remain in. Like I said, okay? The 5 principles, okay? To purity, prosperity, and abundance. Okay? Now, with God. When they're with God, okay? And they're devoted to God, you're going to get the clearest communication with a gentleman or individual or a woman who believes in God, okay? Big one, okay? Big one. These are things you should maybe ask. You should be thinking to yourself, hey, does this person believe in God? Okay? Number 1. Okay? If they don't believe in God, which is fine, because we don't push this on anyone. Let me tell you something, okay? I discern from God. When I say I discern from God, I was explaining to you guys the other day about intuition and, when you have the feeling, this, that. My connection with God is personal. Like I can say, listen, my connection with God is personal, okay? Like everyone else's is. But I'm just telling you that what I say is from my heart, which is connected with my intuition and discernment, which is a feeling, which is coming from God. So everything I say is from God. And watch this now. Just to give you a background real quick on earth angels, just so you guys get the thing, okay? Earth angels, okay, because of the duty that they have, okay, and because of the prosperity and the protection that we have, okay, there is also another side that comes to that, okay? And I'll drop it like this, okay? Say a police officer was to break the law, right? You see how the law comes down harder on them because they should know better, or they are applying their power in an aggressive and or unfair way. It's the same thing with earth angels. So if I'm leading you into destruction and I'm using God's name, God will punish me until you do not understand. So that's just to give you like there, okay? So people that are in with God, they know that, okay? So that's just to give you that. I know that, okay? Just to give you that, okay? Okay. So, if they don't believe in God, okay, fine, because God doesn't force it down your throat. I'm going to break it down how God is cool with it. He's cool with these 5 principles. I'm going to break it down, okay? So if you don't believe in God, you believe in the Creator. Okay? You believe in the Creator. Now, and again, I'm going to give you the energy that comes with dealing with this type of individual. Okay, so again, God, he's a guy where if he makes mistakes, he's going to admit to it. He's going to, he's not going to lie. He's going to tell the truth. You know what I mean? He's going to be empathic. He's going to be understanding, right? I'm talking about the guy that believes in God, He's going to be, loving, caring, right? He's going to be motivated, energetic, all these things, right? Because they come from God, right? Okay, he's in the energy of God, right? So, okay. So now, the Creator, okay? If he doesn't believe in God, right? There's a new movie coming out called The Creator, right? This is easy for humans to pick it up. Because see me, I told you guys, I'm going to make humans digest this whether they like it or not. So, and I don't mean that in an aggressive way. I just mean, I know how humans are. Some humans, they're not into the whole, biblical thing. That's not for me. And I totally understand that. So me, with my, talents and gifts and my circumstances that I was born in, I know how to break down something, like I say, that's so complex, right? That's maybe not really, favorable to listen to by the average, to make it wow, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I just have the ability to break it down, okay? And that's what, that's what it's about. That's what I say about you guys. The one thing that, is maybe different, strange, or whatever, unique about yourself, that's going to be the exact, energy that makes you bloom, right? Okay, so So now, if they believe in the Creator, okay, now you at least have someone that believes in the Creator, right? So, okay, he believes in the higher power, he believes in that. So at least this guy believes in karma, right? You know, he believes in not lying, he believes in, taking accountability, right? He believes in fair treatment, you know what I mean? And all these two guys, right? When I talk about being karmically correct, right? Or I talk about being with God, there's levels to this. So I wanted to kind of like re-articulate that, okay? Again, God doesn't force feed you. He's not like, you have to be with me or else. It's not like that. That's how you know God's the real thing. Anything that's forcing you isn't the real thing, okay? Okay, so, okay, back to the Creator. So the Creator, he's got, he's got a concern for the environment, he's good to animals, right? And he cares about how people feel, and et cetera, et cetera. These sort of attributes go with these type of people that have these, these sort of traits about them, right? Let's call it traits. I'm gonna jump into some different words. I don't want to use all the words yet, okay? Okay. So, now, we're gonna go to the guy that, okay, Creator, whatever, he's not into the Creator, he's not into God, but he believes in the universe. And again, he believes in karma, and he believes in energies, and he believes in, do you know what I mean? Again, that guy, you can deal with that guy. That's a guy who's going to understand, like I said, karma. He's going to understand ethical principles. He's going to understand understanding. You know what I mean? He's going to understand fair practice and fair treatment, right? Et cetera, and et cetera. You guys can research some of this stuff yourself, right? But you guys get what I'm trying to say here, right? Okay, now, the fourth now down on the list, okay, is they're at least spiritual. They're at least spiritual. So, okay, so they might not even believe in God. God's not for me. No problem. You're still in the light. I promise you, okay? The Creator, not for me, okay? You're still in the light. I promise you. I had to tell you this because I was, I was articulating it, and I want everyone to grasp this. When I say everyone, people, like I said, that are like, hey, you know what, this guy, he's saying that I got to be with God. I'm not really into that, and I want to correct myself because there's stages to it, okay? Okay. So like I said, you're spiritual now, okay? God's not really for you, right? You're not into the Creator, right? You're just, you're more sort of, you have a fundamental mindset, more of a logical foot in your thinking, right? Which is fine, right? Okay, so, but you're spiritual. You love animals. You love loving, right? You like being around good energy, you know what I mean? You like beautiful things, you have an appreciation for the world, for the environment, for people, right? You're in the light, right? You're in the light, I promise you, you're in the light, okay? And the fifth one, okay? This is the fifth one, okay? And again, these are all human beings, right? Now, I'm in the light, okay? After being healed and working on myself and feeling really good, I'm in the light, okay? People that are in the light, we call them the collective. We're the collective. We understand. When we study this stuff, we understand. We're the collective. We're the light. Like, I don't want to be rude, but we only want to mess with the light. We don't want nothing to do with the dark. We're all healers. We've been healed. We've gone through this, that. We don't want none of that stuff. We only mess with the light. Care Bear, Fluffy, teddy bears, and love and happiness and positivity. Because, like, that we only want the light. That's it. And the light knows that. The collective knows that, okay? So, for the light now, and the people that are working towards getting to the light, okay? This is the last principle that you can deal with where, you know what I mean? You're good. You're really, really good. You can delegate with these people. You can have relationships with these people. You can have friendships with these people. You can have business relationships with these people, right? You can have romantic relationships with these people. You can have, these people can be your neighbors. These people can be your associates at work, right? Because again, these things are very serious, guys, okay? Once you find yourself and you're in the light, you're going to get attacked. You're going to get attacked. People are going to try to finesse you. People are going to try to take advantage of you. People are going to try to throw you off your step. People are going to see you're happy. They're going to want your happiness and exchange it. They're going to do an energy exchange. Like, let's just switch up real quick. You won't even know what's happening. The Spirit's doing it. You know what I mean? So, guys that work hard to get to that light, This is important, you know, and like I said, to carry on to your pure destiny, it's important, okay? Okay. So, the last principle now on the 5 principles, okay? You deal with this, you're good, okay? The individual has values. And when I say he has values, or they have values, she has values, they have high values. Like, you know, they have values. So maybe they're not spiritual, maybe they're not, you know, into the universe and the moon and the, you know, and whatever, right? Maybe they're not into the creator, you know, like, you know, they're whatever. They're you know, they're a supervisor, you know what I mean, for the police department. You know what I mean? They deal with serious, practical, life or death situations, and spirituality is not for them. You know what I mean? Which is understandable, because let me tell you something again, too, about spirituality. It's not for everyone. I mean, like, not everyone's really supposed to be like me. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't be the leader of an army. I couldn't be, you know what I mean? Like, we're not into politics and stuff and divide and rule. Like, I'd be the type of guy, like, if I was the leader of an army, right? We had billions and then trillions and whatever and all these, like, you know, soldiers and this and that. I'd be there. I'd calm down and I'd be like, guys, why can't we just work this out? Tell them to meet me in Monte Carlo, and we'll get past this. We don't have to go to war. That would be me, and it wouldn't work. And people, they'd be behind my back like, he's a sucker. Let's take advantage of him. We'll blow him up when he's not looking. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't work with me. I'm empathic. You know what I mean? I want to have fun and just, you know, have fun and laugh and have love in my heart for people. You know what I mean? I can't do that stuff. So that's why it's important that, you know, not everyone is spiritual, right? Okay. But people that are spiritual, that have that empathic sort of, you know, trait about them and that biological sort of makeup about them, it's important you listen to stuff, okay? Okay. So like I said, the person has high values, you know? This is the guy that's going to have honest business practice. This is the guy that's going to, have a consideration for the environment and animals. This is the guy that's going to, have consideration for, just different concerns, like different empathic concerns that show you that he has, you know, an understanding in his everyday practice, right? Again, a guy with high values, you know, he's not going to lie. He's not going to, project. He's not going to, he's not going to have any sly or backdoor deception about his game or, you know, his existence, because he has high values. Okay. So, once you now, okay, and let me give you a couple attributes that go with these principles, okay? These people in these 5 principles, okay, they're transparent. They have transparency, okay? You can't be, I'll tell you right now, guys, okay? Being whatever and, you know, oh, I don't want no one to know this. I mean, obviously, there's things that you keep to yourself. But when it comes to sort of being a pioneer, launching something, being creative at something, you got to be transparent. Because I'll tell you right now, guys, whatever you're doing, right, whatever you're this, that, listen to me. That's just figurative. That's figurative. They're things. People are buying into you. Do you know what I mean? They're buying into you. So that's why being in the dark, you're only going to get so far. You know what I mean? You got to be in the light. You know what I mean? You got to be transparent. You got to tell the truth. You know? You got to be honest. You know what I mean? You got to be trustworthy. You know, you always hear the saying, you know, trust takes 30 years, a lifetime to build, and 2 seconds to break. Let me tell you something. I promise you, okay? It doesn't matter what you're doing in the world. I don't care. Hey, you can be in the light, the dark, doing bad stuff, doing good stuff. When I say doing bad stuff, maybe you sell drugs, okay? Maybe you don't sell drugs. Maybe you're the head of a corporation, okay? If there's no trust, okay? If there is no trust, that situation is bound to fail on every angle. Okay, so these principles go in every aspect of life, okay? Okay. When you're dealing with people who are under this principle, and again, we talk about spirits and, associating them or sort of, like they're pretty much like poison ivy, like I always say to you guys, right? So once you go past these principles, this is where you're getting into. This is the energy you're getting into. You know what I mean? And guys, I'm not pointing fingers. Again, I've slipped into energies too, right? But this is the energies you're dealing with. Now, like I said, now it's getting serious now, right? Because I'm going to start naming all different situations coming to my head. I don't know, right? But, like, and I'm not trying to, like, make everyone now, like, freak out. Like, oh, my God, I need to watch out this, that. But, again, like, it's there. So you got to be up on it, right? It's there. People are, again, back to the ice cream shots. People are going to do what's best for them. You know what I mean? So you got to sort of, like, know, especially, again, you're in the light. So you know your intentions are pure. And, like, people will take advantage of that. You know what I mean? So it's, like, you got to know this stuff. Okay, so, yeah, like when you're dealing with people like this now, okay? When you're delegating with people like this, okay? You got to pay attention to your intuition. You know what I mean? Again, you got to pay attention to your intuition. You know, this is where, like, you can be talking to someone, right? My camera is all over the place, guys. I'm so sorry. Here, let me try to fix this up here. Okay, that's a little bit better there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's better, guys. Getting my camera game on. Oh, I wanted to say to everybody, I thank you guys so much. I don't care if it's one person watching. I don't care if it's two people watching. Someone, will learn from this and needs to hear it. And it means a lot to me that I even have the attention, okay? It's a great privilege. And I'm going to do great things with this purpose and privilege, okay? Okay, so let me get back to what I was saying here now. So basically now, when you're dealing with these sort of energies, guys, you know, you got to watch. Because, again, it's about pure destiny. It's not about, so it could be something as small as this, right? It could be something as small as this, like, I'm trying to say it in like a way where it's not going to be like I said, you're going to start having all these thoughts about whatever. But this does go into everything, guys. Like, pretty much, like, once you're not dealing with individuals that aren't in those 5 principles, you're getting into this sort of energy. So, pretty much, I'm not going to touch on it now. I think I've done a little bit of videos now. You guys are getting the the competence in spirituality, like the realness in it, right? So, like a lot of this, guys, is just for perception, right purity, right destiny. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I had to write some of this down because it gets technical, okay? Okay, so when you're dealing with people, now you're in this realm now of people, and you're under that 5 principles, okay? Now, you have to get into, like, I don't know how to word this, but basically, let me write it down here for a second. Okay. So basically, I'm going to drop it like this. We have talents and gifts. Like I always say, man, this video's getting long and I'm just getting into it. But I had to warm it up. This stuff is very complicated, guys, okay? So we have talents and gifts, okay? One of them is the ability to record patterns, okay? We record patterns, we record habits, we record rhythms, okay? And we record ratios, we record odds, and we record averages, okay? In our brain, okay? That now is connected to our intuition, okay? All right. That's right, to get into all, right, okay. So, again, now dealing with these type of people now, under that 5 principle, okay? This is where you have to turn on, click. It's called your, I want to pronounce it right, I'll be honest with you. It's called your hippocampus, okay? You have 2 of them, okay? It's the part of your brain, right, that controls memory, right? Now, we're going to go back. I'm going to touch a little bit with the ancient time stuff. These things, again, guys, were for self-preservation and your abundant existence, okay? So, being able to read patterns, right? Well, so I'm going to break down. That's why this video is going to be long. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a little bit long. So if you have a smoke, or if you, whatever you do to decompress, whatever you do to relax, do it up. You know what I mean? Do that up, get relaxed, get comfy, because I might do this for a minute. Okay? When you're dealing with these sort of people here now, okay? You got to pay attention to the signs. Okay? You got to pay attention to the patterns now. Okay? Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I see. I lose my thoughts sometimes. Okay, so back to what I was saying. One of the first patterns for mankind, right? Hey, look, the sun goes up, right? The sun goes down, right? The sun goes up, right? The sun goes down, right? And so on and so forth. It would never happen in the world. We know this. But if the sun never went up, alarm systems, the whole world would be, the news would be going crazy. What's going? The sun's not up. It'd be alerting everyone. Why? Because it's a pattern and it's a rhythm that's off. Do you get what I'm saying? It's off. You know what I mean? Okay. So, when dealing with people, remember, I'm going to break it down to all aspects of life. When dealing with people now, and you're under this thing, now you know, you're smart, right? You're in the light, you know who you are, right? You're smart, you're going towards greatness, and you're like, no one's going to trip me up. No one's going to trip me up, right? But not like a thing like it's you versus them. It's just you understand mankind's behaviors. And, you know, you're not going to get distorted from your purpose, right? Okay, so when dealing with humans now under this thing, I know I said it like 10 times, but it's so like you gotta pay attention, you know. You gotta pay attention to patterns and ratios. So let me put it in a sense now where you guys can pick it up. I'll put it like this. Everyone can kind of agree with this. It goes in all ways and things, but again, these things seem like, oh, it's not a big deal, but it's everything. A lot of what I'm teaching you guys, okay, these are the things that, like, these spirits or these that are delegating from these sort of selfish standpoints, they talk things like this. Like I always say, you're overthinking, you think too much, or you know, like you're too much of this. They'll try to flip it on you when you're like this smart. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you. That's why you got to make sure you're around the light, because you won't have to deal with this with the light. This is only the dark. Because the dark, the spirits, they see. They can't take it. They're too smart, right? Okay. So, because when you're in the light, you can see the energy. You can see the spirit. Like, I already made examples. You can see the spirit. They can't hide it. They literally, like, God has it like that. You can't hide. Your intuition's hitting. Like, oh, you can see right in that person. Like, look at them. And not in a bad way, but look at them. They're compromised. Okay. So again, patterns, ratios, right? Averages. Okay, so an example. Say you have a friend, right? And your friend, I don't know, and these are like loose, but you got to pay attention to them. That's why this is going to take a minute. Okay, let me do this one, because this is just easier. This is what I used, how it works for me. This is better, okay? I was in a life that was, you know, it was an underground world that was shady, slimy, okay? And I had to be on my P's and Q's, okay? So let's just say you live somewhere and you know the lay of the land. Like, you know the neighbors, you know the cars that come in the area, you know what time this one leaves, you know what time this one leaves, you know what time that one leaves, whatever, right? Make a long story short, now you start to notice a car, right? It's not like normally in your environment. It's not in your normal rhythm of visuals, right? The color's off. The time of day's off, right? Most people would just say, oh, big deal, it's a car. But the reason why you even made a thought about the car is because your intuition, right? Just like the sun, your intuition notified you, like that's off. Do you know what I mean? So pretty much what I'm trying to say is, when you're dealing with human beings, right? Patterns, rhythms, you need to like intuitively look and see, right? Like, are they off? Is this person off? Is everything in sync? And when I say is everything in sync, this gets like microscopic, okay? It's actions, it's this, that, all that, right? It's their thoughts, it's their energy. Like, is their energy off? Like, all these things. So I'm not even gonna get into little things. I'm just gonna start naming all of them, because this is everything that I can't even do examples. I just gotta say everything, okay? With everything, guys, if the pattern doesn't match, right? So, again, back to people, it gets microscopic. Like, when you're delegating with them, if their energy's off, like every time you guys hang out, this is the energy. Now the energy's off sometimes. Pay attention to that. If you delegate with them and they have certain mannerisms in their face or their expressions, and the facial expression is off, like it's not in their normal thing, pay attention to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, the hippocampus, it's a recorder. So again, these are intuitive abilities for your self-preservation, right? And your abundant existence, right? So, these have been huge abilities for me, guys, right? And again, they work in all aspects of everything. It can work in diet, right? Patterns and ratios in diet. Now, okay, boom. You know in your head, me personally, I fast, okay? Because again, ratio, like, I'm going to start talking so quick, you guys are going to be like, what the heck's going on? But I can't slow this down. I have to just give it raw, okay? So listen, boom, you get older, you know, your metabolism drops, right? Boom, you're going to work with that ratio. Because again, it's like you've recorded like patterns in like numerology, like numeric, like patterns and ratios that are beneficial for your life. Okay, so back to you know your metabolism stopped. You know calories you take in from 3 meals and snacks, what have you. So it's a pattern in your head. I know when I eat these 3 meals, this is what my body looks like. I know when I eat these, whatever, my body looks like this. Now you subject those patterns. You change up the algorithm. You change up the ratio of what you're putting in your body to get a different result. You know what I mean? So you're doing that with everything. You know? Okay, boom. I might spend this amount of money on gas, right? Every week, right? Okay, I spend that much money on gas, but I don't necessarily, I don't drive out all that money in gas. Like, you know what I mean? I end up wasting money because I have the extra gas. I end up taking the long way or driving to someone's house after work or whatever, right? Or just doing stuff you don't need to do that's not conducive to your greater good, or you know, for your purpose, right? Now, right, you're able to sort of buckle down. You now came up with the calculation in your head. I can save, and it doesn't matter. I'm just going on about different things. You know, I can save this amount of money if I, you know, operate my, my gas purchases different, right? It can be in, you know, like just in everything, like finances when you're saving, right? Say you're not saving. Now you're like, okay, if I save, I don't know, 5 bills a month, you do the math. You know what I mean? Boom. What's it called? You know, you say to yourself, okay, now, like, it's hard to explain, man. Like, just basically, guys, okay, everything is ratios and patterns, like, when it comes to everything. That's why I'm like, this is going to be hard, okay? But basically, okay, so pretty much what I'm doing is I'm diving into it advanced, and it's hard to sort of like, so I'm going to try to dumb it down, but I'm still going to talk, whatever. Basically, guys, when you're dealing with any situation, right, you want to see the patterns with the person, with the product, with the service, with the, like, everything. And the patterns should be organic and smooth. That's a good one. That's a good one. That like sums up, instead of me having to go through everything, right? Like, man, it can be anything. Like, dude, it can be anything. Like, say you go to the grocery store and you buy a certain, like basket of fruit, and the price was a certain amount. And whatever you make a week, that price made sense, right? Now they upped the price of those fruits or whatever, right? Now you have to do the ratio and say, like, is it worth it for me? Not just, oh, I eat these anyway, this, that. Like, and if you want to, that's fine. But for me, ratios, like being on point with ratios and patterns and rhythm, that's what I'm saying. It's not only dealing with people, it's purchases, it's money, it's like your future. Oh my God, and I forgot about another one. It's odds. Like odds and ratios. I'm gonna have to do part 2 to this for sure, okay? But it's odds. Okay, so now when you have this ability where you can trace patterns and rhythms and everything like that, now you're getting into odds, right? Okay, so let me talk about a hockey coach. I keep talking about whatever, okay? I keep talking about athletic coaches. Let me talk about a hockey coach. A hockey coach. It's third period. It's 5-5, okay? The team that was winning 5-0, let's just say, going into the third period, okay? The team that was losing came back and tied it up with 5 minutes left in the game, okay? The team that came back and tied it up, right? There was a player on the team that scored 3 goals. He's on fire. He's on fire, okay? Now, the coach, from knowing his knowledge about hockey, right? And he's a coach. So he obviously has pattern and rhythmic abilities where he can see, like, based on patterns and ratios, who has talents, who has strengths and weaknesses, where they need to improve, what, you know, and so on and so forth, okay? So now, based on the odds, okay, the odds. Remember, the odds go with people, the odds go with situations, the odds go with purchases, the odds go with your destiny, the odds go with everything. You got to be on point with all of this stuff, okay? Now the hockey coach, because he's dialed in, he's dialed into the numbers, the amount of ice time, the amount of goals he scored, right? Your plus minus, right? And he knows this guy that's on fire, yeah, he's a little tired, right? But he knows I'm putting Champ in and he's going to score the winner. I promise you. You know what I mean? Right? And if he scores a winner, we don't know, right? But his best bet, right? The odds in that game of him scoring the winning goal are higher, the ratio's higher, the percentage is higher, right? Than anybody else. Because his pattern has been, he scored 3 goals. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, that might seem simple, but it goes with everything. You need to watch. Okay, they say things like this. Red flags, right? Red flags is the easy way to say it, right? If you're getting, the rhythm is off, the pattern is off, the ratio is off. You know what I mean? You know, if any of those things are off, that's a red flag. Especially when you're under the 5 principles. That's a red flag. You're going to get compromised some way, somehow. And it could be the smallest thing. But remember, back to ice cream shops. People do what's best for them. You know what I mean? And again, even I do. So I'm trying to, like, you know what I mean? But I operate in the energy of light, and I'm aware of these things. And I'm also healed, right? Okay. So, let me see where I can, yeah, okay, so, yeah, I'm going to make a number 2 of this, but basically, yeah, okay, so back to this now. Let me talk about this now for a second, okay? I was talking about how we are biological instruments, okay? Okay, so we're biological instruments, and I'll tell you right now, guys, the planets, there are beacons, right? Like I said, the sun's for, you know, what is it, vitamin C, right? Or vitamin D, one of them. No, vitamin C is for fruit, sorry. Yeah, but vitamin D is the sun, right? Okay, so our memory, and our memory is associated with our hippocampus, which is associated with our intuition, which is there for a purpose, or sorry, for abundant purpose and existence and for preservation, right? So, this recorder right, through your hippocampus, is connected to Mercury, right? So literally, like, this is why, like, again, I told you, like, space programs, and they're putting trillions of dollars into all this stuff, right? Yeah, guys, like, it's stuff like that. Like, Mercury controls all memory of human beings. It's just, it's a beacon. It's not like an inhabitable planet. It's a beacon for us and for whatever else is up there that we're still trying to discover. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's another hidden talent and gift that we have, right? Is our hippocampus, right? It records, like I said, ratios, odds, averages, patterns, okay? Habits, okay? Synchronicities, okay? This is why, like I said, when something's off, you're like, what's that? No, that's wrong. But some people, they ignore this stuff. Now, again, I always talk about it from my other videos. You got to do this stuff in a healthy foot forward. Like, you really got to be healed to be in this energy, because when you're not in the pure Holy Spirit and you're trying this stuff, it could be complicated. You know what I mean? Because you're not able to, you're in the wrong energy. So you're going to be distorted and you're going to be like, I'm not getting it. It's not working. It's, you know what I mean? 100%, you know? So, this was a complex video. Okay, I'm going to do a part 2 of it, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. Okay. It's to save you from going through a lot of just, unethical hurt, or, just, you know, you sort of getting derailed off of your abundant path, right? Because again, when you're in the light now and you're working towards greatness, this is the type of stuff that you might encounter. Do you know what I mean? So I hope I made sense of it. Again, guys, I don't rehearse this. I just sort of do it right from my cuff, right? But the main part or point to this video was, you know, the energies, the 5 principles and the energies that I discussed, that you deal in those, you're okay. You know what I mean? You're okay. You know what I mean? But once you've gone below those, right? And this is why, guys, like, look, I'm not whatever, but like a lot of this stuff on the internet and stuff like that, you know, they promote it like it's normal. You know what I mean? So that when you're in these energies, you don't notice. You're like, oh, that's normal. It's not normal. Like, I'm not going to start getting into this now, but listen, guys, a lot of what I talk about and learn, it's the truth, eh? It's the truth. When I tell you it's the truth, like, most of the world, they don't want us to know this stuff. Like, that's how deep it is. They don't want us to know this stuff. Like, they don't. They want us stuck, like, just, spending money and not, you know? They don't want us to be, like, you know what I mean? In charge of our destinies. Like, you don't understand, man. Once you become spiritual, man, it's like, holy smokes. It's like, you know, like, but anyway, yeah, like, you know, oh, back to, I'll jump into this a little bit, whatever, but, yeah, like, you know, like, basically, man, like, the universe loves patterns and, like, systematic, like, numeric statements, and, like, so my point is that, again, Mercury, right, is our beacon for memories, right? Like, the universe loves that. Like, it's like, that's how they, like, it's like I was saying the other day, like, signs, signals, and patterns, but then this is another level, like, again, back to, like, the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much, again, I like to teach it where anyone can understand what I'm trying to say, right? When you are in the light and you understand all this stuff, life is like the Matrix. Like, it's like the Matrix. They can't bullshit you. Excuse my language. They can't whatever you, right? You see through everything. I'll tell you guys right now. This is why, like, you know what I mean? You see through everything. Like, and once you've worked hard and got to where you are and whatever, like, you're not gonna compromise, like, your hard work, you know what I mean? So you need to know how to look out for this type of stuff, right? To go to your pure destiny, because if you don't, your destiny's gonna get compromised, right? Like, you know, because again, humans, they're gonna tell you, like, even if it's like your sometimes family member, man, they're gonna tell you like what's best for them, not what's best for you. So you have to know. And again, you don't have to like approach or attack or even say anything when you notice something's off or think. You just know intuitively that's not for me. You know what I mean? Because you can see that didn't, like I bring it to the car or whatever, that triggered, you know, it was a loose version of it, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? I was able to say, no, that car, it's off. And I've always paid attention and developed that intuitive ability, you know what I mean? You know, I did some research on the part of the brain, like I said, and it's the hippocampus, right? That controls your memory. That's connected to the beacon Mercury, right? And yeah, like, let me try to think of, I'm not in a rush. I'm not going to do it too long, but I'm trying to think of some other good, like just like even little things like this. Say you go to a restaurant, it's your favorite restaurant. You pay a certain amount of money for your food or whatever, right? For your portion. You've been going for 10 years. Now you go, you pay the same thing, same whatever, you get the plate. It's like, it's smaller, like not even half smaller, it's smaller, right? Like you notice that. And I'm not saying to complain for the food or whatever, but it's just that ability, the pattern, your body, your you know, like your mind, your hippocampus, it was comfortable in the pattern. We'll talk about comfortability and everything after, but I'm just saying, it recorded that pattern. So right when you paid after the 10 years and you got the meal and it was smaller, it like, boom, triggered. And you were like, oh, that's not right, right? So those abilities are good with dealing with people, dealing with business, dealing with like, you know, you need that to get your pure destiny. Now, in your plate of food, you're not going to be like, listen, you didn't, whatever. They might explain to you that, you know, it's different management. They don't give that portion anymore or whatever, right? But again, guys, I'm always talking about being dialed in, right? So again, you don't want no one to sucker you. You don't want no one to like, you know, like give you the like, you know, 80% of it. Like, look, let me say it's something like this, guys. And again, this is like not to like whatever, but guys, anyone you're dealing with, right? Like think about it. You have a pure, abundant destiny, right? So if you're dealing with an individual or a situation and it's not 100% pure, so say it's only 80% pure, right? That 20% is on you to be confused and to figure out and to spend that you do. Like, do you know what I mean? You're avoiding issues by doing it my way. You know what I mean? Following these 5 principles, right? And then just knowing what to look for. And again, you're not like, you know what I learned from Marlon now? He told me to watch for patterns and odds. I'm on to you, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? No. You just, in your head, no. Like, my life has worth, and I know my well-being is of great value to me and my loved ones. And I'm going to make sure that I'm in the right step. I'm in the right sync, you know what I mean, with everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, these are things that, you know, historically people that know me or whatever, they'd be like, man, Marlon, man, he thinks too much. Or like, you know, this guy is really like Marlon, man, he you know, he's a thinker, this, that. But guys, I tell you, man, you got to be like that. But it's not even say you got to be like that, right? It's not even say you got to be like that. It's just, it's good to sort of be aware of everything, man. You know, it's like knowledge is key, man. You know what I mean? It's you got to be dialed in. You know, you got to be dialed in, you know, to everything, you know. I'll get into levels and stuff. And I will say, guys, like, I know that a lot of this stuff isn't coming like, you know, like, oh, well, it seems easy for him. Like, we can't, right? I get it. Like, I'm not trying to like whatever, but these things, again, I'm going to go from all different angles, man. Like, you know, like I said, how someone deals with you. It can be, you know, the flow of a store. Like, pretty much, guys, to sum it up, because I'm going to sum this up at 50 minutes. I'm going to sum it up in under a minute. Pay attention to patterns and signs and rhythms and ratios and odds. Well, the odds you should know based off of your calculations, right? Oh, and also, these are all obviously, right? Observation, right? This is an observation energy, right? You are a owl. You know what I mean? Nothing can get by you. Nothing can slip by you, right? You know, and you're just too intelligent. You're too smart, you know? I want you to look in the mirror right now, and say, Marlon was right. He was so right. Okay, I'm telling you right now, he was so right. I'm too smart. I'm not going to hide it anymore. Marlon's right. I'm not going to hide it anymore. I'm too smart. I like being intelligent. I like being smart. You know what I mean? And I'm going to start paying attention to this stuff. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video, guys. I hope it helps. I tried to be a little different, you know. We don't have to be so serious every time. We can just kind of hang out, you know. But yeah, you know what I mean? Pure energy, you know, pure energy. When you're dealing with any situation, you want to get the pure energy. And to get the pure energy, you know, you got to pay attention to the ratios. You got to pay attention to the patterns. You got to pay attention to the habits. You got to pay attention to the numbers. You got to pay attention to everything, okay? And then with your calculation, through your observation, right, you're going to make your choice based on the odds. I hope that helps. And I'll see you soon.